Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as promised, is going to be our newborn must-haves. So these are just the things that we use every single day, and it's pretty minimal, to be honest. I think besides like diapers, wipes, like baby soap, and that sort of thing, I'm not going to include that, or like changing pad, that type of thing. I call him Jay all the time. Kai is next to me, so he's not very happy right now. Just a second. If you hear a baby, that's why. Before we get too far into this video though, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And let's go ahead and get to the newborn essentials. First thing we're gonna talk about is like blankets or that sort of thing. So first one that I use constantly all the time is this copper pearl swaddle. And yeah, you can see that I've been using this today. He spit up on it already. But these are really stretchy. These are nice for swaddling for like naps and stuff, or if his regular sleep sack swaddle is dirty at night, I'll swaddle in this because it's really stretchy, so you can get a nice tight swaddle without them, like they can still kind of move a little bit. Also, you can use this for spit up. I've actually taken it, put it into a triangle and like tied it around my neck and held him in here, you know, like supporting him with my arms as well, because it's not an actual carrier, but it's helped to take a little bit off my arms when I'm like carrying him, holding hands with my other kids and that sort of thing. So I literally can use this for anything. Also, you can tuck it in to your shirt or your bra and then cover up because it's huge. You can cover up if you're like feeding and you don't want people to see, you know, the goods. I do have this linked below. The next thing is muslin swaddles. I don't usually use these for swaddling. Usually this is just like to cover them up when they're right next to me, or for spit up. So I really don't use burp rags a whole lot, mainly because usually we have either this or like a receiving blanket that we can just lay over and bam, they can spit up on this. Just a second, he's getting upset. You can find these anywhere, Target, Walmart, Amazon. I'll have these linked below as well. If you have a winter baby, clearly you might want like some heavier blankets, which we have, but they're just not an essential for me right now. Now we'll kind of transition into like sleep type stuff. So first things first, this is the Love to Dream sleep or swaddle up sleep sack. So they can be swaddled with their arms up. This is the newborn size, or like the little size. Kai is like out of this, but he can still kind of use it. So we used it last night because this other one just got cleaned, but he does have the step up from this where it has the arms that zip off. I'll link these below as well, but I like the one with the arm that zip off because it lasts longer, and I have decent sized babies. Kai was 9 pounds 10 ounces, so like he grew out of this pretty fast. It's really tight on him now. A lot of babies really like to be swaddled up like this. I do find that he doesn't mind being swaddled down as much as my other kids did, but he sleeps way better in this than a regular traditional swaddle. If your kids like to be swaddled down, or if your baby likes to be swaddled down, this is something I use with my other kids, is the Halo sleep sack. I think they're great. The only bad thing is that the Velcro, like if you have to undo the Velcro when they're sleeping, it'll startle them pretty bad. Okay, the next thing for sleep that I recommend is having a few different places for them to sleep that are flat, that don't have anything that could get in their face. So a crib, this is actually where my older boy is sleeping right now. Well, not right now, but that's where he sleeps at night. I'll insert a clip here, but right now Kai is sleeping in the Fisher-Price Rock and Sleep. It's flat, it's a bassinet, but you can like change the bottom of it so it can rock or it can stay still. And I really like that. He's been in that ever since we got home, right next to me in the recliner because I've been in the recliner. And then upstairs we have a mini crib. So you see that here. Usually when I'm upstairs, I'll lay him in it for a little bit. He's actually never slept in there yet, but once I come back up to my room and when I'm out of the recliner, then he'll start sleeping in that. So having a bassinet or some sort of like a crib, some sort of flat surface for your baby to sleep on, that's the best, safest way for them to sleep. That definitely a must have. Next thing for sleep, or just for soothing your baby in general, is a Soothie. This is like the older version, which he doesn't actually use right now. He uses the 0 to 3 month. This is the 3 to 6 month pacifier. But he mostly uses the Soothie from Avent. But I've given him other ones, and he hasn't really minded too much. Okay, he just actually took that Soothie right now, so hopefully it stays in his mouth. But I do think having something like that when they think they're hungry but they're not really hungry, or if they're just a little bit fussy and they need help going to sleep, to give them a pacifier or a Soothie, something like that, to help them along is great. Okay, so now transitioning into clothing. Some of this is kind of sleep related. For sleep, I would recommend these Cloud Island sleepers. They have the little mitts. We don't really have to use them very often, but just in case your baby's a scratcher. And they zip from the bottom up, which is really nice in the middle of the night for diaper changes, or for just any time for diaper changes. If you're like in the fall or the spring or even like the winter, your kid can stay in this all day long, and you never had to change them. I change Kai because it is hot and we do go outside, so I put him in something else, which I'll talk about in a minute. But something else that's nice for them to sleep in are knotted gowns. So you can find, this one's linked down below on Amazon. It actually came with a cute little bag too, like that it came in, it was so cute. But you just knot the bottom like that. This is super long. And it's nice because then you don't have to zip anything. You just undo the bottom and bam, you got access to their diaper. So that something like this is great. I wouldn't go on some sites and spend like $40 on one of those. You can get them on Amazon for like 15 or so. Okay, I'm so upset with myself because I just filmed like half this video and the dang phone wasn't even on. It wasn't even recording. So let me go through this real quick. Next thing for clothing that I could not live without are onesies and rompers. So Kai was born in May, and it's clearly like pretty warm. So onesies and rompers are what he lives in during the day when he's not sleeping. And any kind of onesie, long sleeve onesie, short sleeve onesie, whatever you want, but just plain white onesies are great. Onesies are great. They're cheap, so get some onesies. The next thing is rompers, which I'll insert a little clip here of Kai in one of his rompers. They're cute. They look kind of like an outfit, but they're not really. They're just like a fancier onesie, I'd say, but they're so much easier for diaper changes, not having to worry about pants and stuff. Rompers and onesies are what he lives in. If you had a winter baby, you could just have them living in their sleepers, and that would be great as well. Of course, newborn socks. I like to get the little ones that have like this thick band at the top. These stay on Kai pretty much always. There are some, I don't think I have any anymore. I don't, put them all away. You need to get the ones that have this little thing on the top. If they're just the sock, like just that part of the sock, they're gonna fall off all the time. Last thing I'm gonna talk about for clothing are hats. These knotted hats are so cute, adorable, great, but we really don't use them that much. I'd say this is more of an essential for like a wintertime baby or maybe a fall baby. Something I will say about the hats though, Kai wore hats like in the hospital, and then like the day that we came home, he was wearing hats. I think it's good for them to like help regulate their temperature, keep their head warm and all of that. But I did talk to the lady at the breastfeeding clinic, and she said that people have been putting hats on their babies to sleep for years and years and years, and it was just normal. But she said, you're sleeping and your baby starts to wake up, and a lot of the times they shake their heads back and forth when they're starting to cry. And if they have a hat on, and Kai has a big head, so this doesn't really fall off of him, but it could. So if this is on their head and they're shaking back and forth, I know I look so silly. If they're shaking their head back and forth, then it could work its way off their head and then somehow into their face, and that could cause some problems. So I would not recommend putting this on your baby to sleep, but that's just me. You do what you want to do. These copper pearl ones are nice quality, and you can untie them and like retie them, but you can also get like cheaper ones at Walmart or Target, but it's way like, it's not, this is super stretchy, and this is like stretchy, but like not in a way that it like goes all the way back. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I don't know. You can get them at Walmart though for pretty cheap. Or you can go to like a secondhand. We have a place called Mommy and Me here in Topeka. It's so awesome for like onesies and hats and all kinds of little things. Now, moving on to bath time. So I'm only gonna talk about a couple things for this, but first thing is a baby bath. And out of all the baths that we've had, which we've had a few, this is my favorite. The sling ones that are just like mesh, the baby like sinks down into, the little flower things, they're cute and they're comfy, but they're just hard to wring out, they're hard to dry. And then the big hard plastic ones that are like a separate tub, they just suck to store. They get all gross and nasty, like in the crevices. So this has been my favorite so far because I can just set this down in the bath and you can see through. I can set this down in the bath and just fill it up and the water comes through it. And then when I pour water on Kai, it just runs right through. So you can get this on Amazon, I believe. You can also get it at Target. They're like $19. So I love it. And this is hard plastic, but this plastic is like kind of like a softer, more forgiving plastic. And I just set Kai right in there and this piece holds him up. So super nice. It's the Angel Care bath. The other thing for bath time that I recommend to have is washcloths. So you can like lay it on your baby with warm water on it to keep them warm and then just keep re-wetting it. And then clearly to like wipe them down. You don't necessarily have to get baby ones. I would just make sure they're soft. Other than that, when it comes to bath time, you obviously need like something like soap or whatever, but you can choose what works for you. That's just kind of like a no-brainer, I'd say. We do have a baby towel up there, but they are not essential. I would say you can use any towel. A lot of times the little thin baby towels that you get aren't warm at all. They're freezing cold when you wrap them up and then the water gets on them and then they turn freezing cold. So I wouldn't recommend getting the thin ones. Just use your regular towels that you have at home. Next category is going to be supplements. I've got two things here. Just a second. All right, first thing, because Kai is breastfed, usually they recommend that you give your baby vitamin D. So these are just the Mommy's Bliss vitamin D drops. I got these you can get them at Walmart or Target, I think. If I can find a link, I'll link them below. But basically, if they don't have vitamin D, they can't absorb the calcium from the breast milk, I think. So it's important to supplement with that when you're breastfeeding. And then this is something I use with Jay, which I actually just started using with Kai. This is the Gerber Good Start Soothe Comforting Probiotic Drops. You can also get these at Target or Walmart. I'll try to link them. This is good for just like helping them not spit up so much, helping them relieve their gas, just kind of helping their belly. It is a little bit expensive. It's like 25 bucks for this little thing, but to make your baby feel better, I mean, 25 bucks is nothing. So what I do with this is I just drop, it's 5 drops. I drop it on my nipple and then have him latch. It's the same thing I do with this, but I think this is only 1 drop and this is 5. Yeah, 1 drop, 5 drops. So 5 drops and then latch them. If they're bottle fed, breast milk or formula or whatever, you can drop this straight into their bottle as well. I promise we're almost done. The last category, I think. And we're just gonna call this baby gear / travel. First things first is a car seat and a stroller. I'll insert clips here of ours. We have the Evenflow Cibi travel system. We use this with Jay. It's still good, so we're using it with Kai. And it's been great. It has this little like scooter attachment to put on the back so like your older kids can stand on it. We use it sometimes, not all the time, but the stroller is good. Along with the car seat is a car seat cover. So I do have a copper pearl car seat cover that's just plain black. That's the one I use most of the time. But then this is a Bebe Alight. I don't know. It's just a car seat cover. And these are functional. So you can use it as a car seat cover. You just put it all the way over the baby. Or you can use it as a nursing cover. I've showed these before. You can also put it over the shopping cart. Why did I do that? So there's a lot of things you can do with them. Sometimes I just fold it in half and throw it on my shoulder for a burp rag. There are a lot of uses for these. So I would recommend something like this. I like these ones specifically rather than the ones that just are like a flap, because you can like just throw it over your whole body and breastfeed and all that good stuff. Next up is going to be baby carriers. This is the Moby wrap, but this is like one of the soft wraps that you wrap yourself and you put your baby in. These are nice when they're little. I do also have an Infantino wrap that I got with Mara, so I don't even know if they make it anymore. If they make it, I'll link it below, or I'll link whatever like version they make now. But it's like one that has clips and all of that. We've got the boppy. We've used it for all 3 kids. I love the boppy. I love it for feeding. I love it for propping. I love it for like putting them in tummy time. I think that the boppy is so great. And then not to mention, your kid can use it like when they're older, like Mara and Jay could use it as a pillow when they're watching TV. I use it as a pillow because I can like I don't even know. It's like just the shape of it. You can use it as like a different type of pillow. All right, he might just join us for the rest of this video. Bye-bye. So we don't use a DockATot or a Snuggle Me. We use the boppy to like prop him if he's sitting next to us or whatever. Something else that we have that I know is like recalled, they don't even make them anymore, is a rock and play. But usually he goes in that. If I'm in the kitchen cooking dinner, I'll put him in that right next to me. Or like when we're eating, always when we're eating dinner, that's where he sits. So he's never unsupervised in the rock and play. He does not sleep in the rock and play. I mean, he might like nap when he's laying in it, but we're always paying attention to him. So it's not something like he never goes down for bedtime or anything like that. In something like that, he always sleeps flat when it's like bedtime and he's not constantly being watched. And then for tummy time, we actually have a mat. I'll insert a picture here or put a clip here. We have a mat for tummy time, but like having something that they can lay on that's not super scratchy, like a nice soft blanket, some sort of like infant mat is good for them at this age, because really all they're doing in tummy time is just like trying to hold their head up and kind of looking around. That is really it for my newborn essentials, the things I use every day. He doesn't get a bath every day, but you know what I mean. Things that we use every day that are like staples for us. I did not include things like diapers and wipes and soaps and the specific things that pretty much all babies use. These are just our essentials, so I hope you got like an idea of what you might need, or like if you feel like you're missing something, you saw like, oh, that would be really helpful to have. If your baby's bottle fed, then you clearly would need bottles and stuff for them. I will do a separate like breastfeeding video at some point with more stuff that I use. My baby's getting so upset. So everything will be, anything that I can link will be linked down below. And as you can tell, it's time for me to be done because he must be hungry. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any of your newborn essentials. And don't forget to subscribe because we will have a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. And I'll see you in the next video. Say, it's time to eat, Mommy. I'm so mad. Oh, bye-bye.